Maryland takes care of basketball and Darryl Morsell leads rout of Gardner Webb. Maryland entered Saturday's game against Gardner Webb averaging 17.2 turnovers per game, most of any major conference team in men's college basketball. Only 14 of 351 teams in Division I basketball had a worse turnover rate to begin the day. So it was somewhat stunning, as the Terrapins began to pull away for an expected 82-60 win over the Runnin Bulldogs at Xfinity Center, that they had committed just one turnover in the first 13 minutes of the game. At one point in the first half, Maryland assistant coach Bino Ranson notified the rest of the staff. Coach Bino jinxed it, because he said we had one turnover, Maryland coach Mark Turgeon said. Maryland, 9-3, committed 3 turnovers in less than 2 minutes that followed. But the floodgates didn't necessarily open like in previous games. It committed a combined 44 turnovers and wins over Illinois and Ohio over the past week, and Turgeon could at least be encouraged that his team only finished with 11 turnovers against an inferior opponent on Saturday. Boston College continues to bedevil number 1 teams and upset of top-ranked Duke. This was exactly the kind of game that would invite complacency. The announced crowd of 12,588 was the smallest of the year, and those who did show up in snowy weather did not get to see 2 of Maryland's top players in action. Sophomore forward Justin Jackson did not play because of illness, while freshman big man Bruno Fernando sat out after suffering a sprained right ankle in a 25-point win over Ohio on Thursday night. But by prioritizing ball security and cleaner offense against the undersized Runnin Bulldogs, 3-8, Maryland avoided a letdown. There were a collection of strong individual efforts. Freshman Darryl Morsell finished with 18 points and dazzled with several dunks, and sophomore guard Kevin Huerter hit 3 three-pointers and scored 15 points, and the Terrapins looked more disciplined as a unit. No player committed more than 2 turnovers. Maryland not only shot 54.5% from the field, but 21 of its 30 field goals were assisted. That included 7 assists from redshirt junior big man Ivan Bender, who helped carve up Gardner Webb's zone with crafty passing out of the high post. They've just got to decide if they're going to be better with the ball. I do think that we're getting more comfortable in what we're running. Guys know where we're supposed to be and what they're supposed to do, Turgeon said. All I can do is just keep trying to coach them the best that I can. Jackson, who missed the end of Wednesday's practice because of his illness and didn't start Thursday night in the win over Ohio, is expected to be back for Tuesday night's game against Division III Catholic. Fernando, who was in uniform on Saturday but walked gingerly on his injured right ankle, could be on the shelf for a while. Turgeon said after Saturday's win that he wouldn't rush the big man with just 3 games over the next 20 days. Those absences will add to the workload of Bender and senior center Michal Sikovsky, 12 points, and also gave redshirt freshman Joshua Tomaic more minutes on Saturday. He wasn't afraid of the moment. Tomaic finished with 9 points and 6 rebounds in 16 minutes. Even as Maryland committed 3 turnovers in less than 2 minutes late in the first half, it used an 8-0 run to take a 38-24 lead into the locker room. Tomaic made 2 crucial plays in that burst, hitting a 3-pointer and using his 7'1" wingspan to come up with a block. It feels good. I'm thankful for the opportunity, Tomaic said. I'm going to be ready whenever coach calls my name. Then there was Morsell, who looks fully recovered from the hamstring injury he suffered earlier this season. With Fernando on the bench watching, Morsell took it upon himself to provide a spark inside a sleepy arena on Saturday. He didn't settle for jumpers, rather opting to attack the rim every chance he had. He finished 6 for 8 from the field and knocked down 6 of 7 free throws. But maybe the most important stride he made was that he committed just 2 turnovers. Adjusting to the college game has not been easy over the past month. While Morsell has been a revelation for the Terrapins, he also entered Saturday's game with 12 turnovers in his previous 4 games. Saturday brought incremental progress, but progress nonetheless. We all know, in the past, we've had problems with turnovers, Morsell said. We don't really try to let that affect us and play conservative. We still want to be aggressive and play our game. More college basketball, 6 takeaways from the early start to Big Ten basketball season. Feinstein, college basketball needs more local rivalries, even if they sometimes boil over. Steinberg, he was the man. Shaka Smart returns to VCU for love, hugs, and a victory.